Hello from Southern California. This is the dealershipnews.com podcast. I'm Kelly Kleinman, and here is our show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kelly Kleinman here on the dealershipnews.com quickcast. Today we have with us David Sperau. Now, David is the CEO and co-founder of Autosled. For over 20 years, David has served as a dealer principal or general manager for 4 dealerships, and he has said that he's going to set me up with a sweet deal on an F-150, so I'm looking forward to that. But he's worked through the Maryland and Georgia area, and he's a major Georgia Bulldog fan, and I know they kick off in about a few hours. But in all seriousness, that extensive background in the industry is exactly why he now has laser-like focus on addressing a key issue in retail automotive, namely the need to streamline the automotive logistics and shipping process for new and used cars. David, thank you for jumping on.
Thank you, Kelly. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good, exactly. Wherever you're listening, folks. You've been neck deep in retail automotive for over 20 years. You've been responsible for managing dozens and dozens of moving parts in the dealership, people, products, and the challenge of moving units, not figuratively regarding sales, but actually moving units, shipping vehicles. Why Autosled? Why now?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm a third generation Sperau working in a Ford dealership. So I'm retail's in my blood. I absolutely love it. 25 years total. But so my real passion inside the car dealership is used cars, pre-owned vehicles, working my way up through sales into ownership, general manager, that kind of role was just used cars. I always found myself working to buy cars, source cars, get them through the shop, get them ready for retail, and get them on the lot. So and over the last years, obviously, with the competition and some of the new players in the market, it's really made it tough. And then you spend a lot of time trying to find the vehicles. But so as buying the vehicles, I realized that I was spending most of my day trying to figure out where my cars that I had already purchased were. My shop was getting backlogged and overloaded because they weren't coming in. I couldn't predict when they were coming in. And my office was screaming at me because I was trying to match up bill of ladings with invoices, damage reports, get checks out, get W-9s. And it was just a lot of moving parts. We would buy about 60 to 65 cars a month. So there was a lot of different vendors that we had to deal with. So I keep realized that I was just spending more time trying to figure out where they were than getting them onto the lot for retail. So when I just really pulling my hair out. So I enlisted my brother, Dan, who's a co-founder, and to help me figure out the pain points. And what we realized is most of the major, I don't say every, but most of the major logistics companies really focus on the transporter and the driver, which is great. They're obviously an intricate part, but no one really was focusing on the dealer and the wasted time and the wasted energy and the wasted stress that the dealers have. And so we started with that. We got to figure out the pain points, how we can streamline this, how we can use technology to make the dealer's life easier, make it more transparent when it comes to understanding that when their vehicle's coming, how much they're paying, and how they can plan their day when it comes to getting it into the shop or detail or getting pictures or getting it retail ready, and then the back office accounting stuff. So that's how we really started, was trying to figure out, got to make the dealer's life easier, got to make it less stressful, and Autosled was born. So he became my de facto broker, I would say, and he was helping me ship these cars and tracking it, and we just put a lot of data points together to figure out, hey, these are the dealer issues, and then we turn to the other side, the transporter and driver issues, and we feel like we've accomplished something. And we're still building, of course. You never stop building software, but we're still building to alleviate all these points, to make the life better for the dealer or the operator or the used car, but whoever's buying the vehicles. And then, of course, also the driver and the transporter, just to make everyone's life better, easier, get paid quicker, and just be able to facilitate a better process.
What should the typical car dealer's checklist look like when choosing a shipper?
Well, I believe transparency is huge. I mean, we get told, it's funny, this world we live in, and I love Amazon, but they might have ruined us. We buy something, we expect it right on the doorstep in the morning, or if it's not there the afternoon, we're glued to our phones. Where's the car? Where's the box? Where is this? And I believe the dealers need that. The dealers need some sort of time frame or some sort of idea, and they need a more narrow window. It's funny, when you go to some of the major carriers for car shipping in this country, they give you a 3-day window. Well, most people don't have 3 days to sit and wait for their vehicle, especially if it's a retail situation. They're going to wait 3 days. But I believe the dealer needs some sort of window so they can plan their operations. They can plan their used car get ready and to get it ready for retail. But I believe the dealer really needs a narrower time window and someone that's there 24/7. I mean, my cell phone's on everything. Call me, text me, email me, chat me, whatever you want to do with my cell phone. I just want to answer it and I want to help. But I also believe that dealers need to be able to provide insurance proof. And I believe a lot of the dealers do not even verify the fact that whoever's carrying the vehicles that they bought either cash or on their floor plan are actually with a vetted carrier that actually has current insurance coverages and DOT compliance to run the great highways of this country. So I think those are the two things is really the transparency when it comes to the time and reliable, verifiable insurance.
Yeah. I've heard that before, by the way. Has the apparent dissolution of geographic boundaries for new and used car dealers who are keen on expanding their customer base from coast to coast added a new level of demand for competent logistics solutions, even if it's just an incremental increase demand?
Yeah, without a doubt, Kelly. So, I mean, what we've seen, especially with COVID, is there's a lot of just dealer to dealer, one car unit moves. So, the days, I believe, of going to the auction and saying, hey, I'm going to load up a whole truck of 10 and bring them back to the dealership, they're not gone, but they're not as apparent as they were in years past. Now, I mean, I talked to a dealer friend the other day in Texas. He bought 64 cars for his pre-owned department last month, and he said they were from 64 different locations. So you can look at that as a good and a bad. Hey, he sourced 64 different units. They came in. He obviously liked those, but it's tough to organize 64 different locations and 64 different pickups to bring them in. But it allowed him to go out to further geographic locations to bring those vehicles in. So I think as the market has changed, I think it's great. I mean, it's allowed, back when I go back to when we were doing this test, my brother and I was like, oh, we got to stay east of Mississippi. We got to stay there. I kept, the harnessing basically the how far we were going. And then all of a sudden we realized, I can shop 800 miles away. I can shop 1,000 miles away. I can shop halfway across the country if it's the right vehicle, because I had trust that he was going to get it there on time. Everyone's clock's running when it comes to inventory and turn. But so yeah, I think we need to shop and dealers need to be able to have within reason geographic boundaries to get vehicles. An East Coast dealer should be able to go into the Midwest or Southwest if it's the right vehicle and they feel like they can bring it in and make a decent profit and service their retail clients.
Tell us about the network that you've developed and your current capabilities, including software, because that's a major component.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, we really doubled down when it came to adding drivers and transport companies. The first couple of weeks, look, it was scary. They were home. Dealers couldn't figure out if they were opening, closing, what their hours were. So we really hit the phones hard and added a lot of transport companies and individuals that own trucks and drivers and vetted them and got insurance and got DOT compliance. So we really built that network hard during the first couple months of COVID. And so, we started really just moving in the Mid-Atlantic. We've expanded over the summer and then into the fall for the whole country. And our software developers in Irvine, California, and we've just really started adding people and developers to help him with some of our test dealers and some of our beta dealers to trying to figure out the other pain points. Are we missing things? What things could be easier, what things could be done different, or what different types of bill of ladings or different things that they're suggesting. But we've really been super lucky and a great network of people that have been willing to share some great information.